So for phonics and reading today, we are going to do a little bit of grammar this week. So we did some grammar last week with prepositions, talking about the words that tell us where things are in our sentences. So we use prepositions all the time. So this is something that you were going to learn today too, that I think you use all the time. You just didn't know that this is what they were called. So we are going to talk about pronouns today. So go ahead and say pronouns at home. Say pronouns. So a pronoun is a word that you can put in place in a sentence for a person, place, or thing. So you can take out the noun in a sentence and put a pronoun in instead. So a pronoun, there's 12, are I, it, you, he, she, we, me, her, him, they, us, and them. So these are all words that we could put in our sentences. We could take out a noun and put one of these in place. It's just whatever one would fit best. So my pronoun, since I'm a girl, I would be a she, or I would be a her. If I was talking about a boy, I could say him or he. If there's a group of us, I could talk about us. I just used one. There's a group of us. It's us. Or if I was talking about a group of people that I'm in, I'm saying that we are going to the park. Instead of saying my friends and I are going to the park, I could say we are going to the park. So you're taking out that noun and you're placing it in with one of these pronouns. So another example could be Miss Riggs is my teacher. You could take out Miss Riggs and say she is my teacher. So you're taking out the noun and you're putting in a different pronoun. So let's do a couple of examples before we do our worksheet. So here's an example. Aaron has red hair. So who is the noun? Who is this whole sentence about? The subject. What's the noun in the sentence? Who's it all about? Good. It's Aaron. So Aaron is my person, place, or thing in my sentence. So Aaron has red hair. I want to write the same exact sentence with a pronoun. So what would I put in place of Aaron's name? Instead of using Aaron's name, I said Aaron has red hair. I want to use blank has red hair, but I want to put a pronoun here. What would be a good pronoun to put here? What could I say about Aaron without using Aaron's name? I could use a pronoun, and I could use the pronoun he. Because I'm talking about Aaron, and Aaron is a boy. So I would say he has red hair. There's still the same sentence. We're still talking about a boy. So you can take out Aaron's name and put in he. Okay, so that is exactly what a pronoun does. It just takes out the noun and places in a word and a pronoun like he. If I was talking about a girl, I would use she. If I was talking about a group of people, I would use we. So let's do one more and then we'll do our paper. Okay, so here's another example. It says, my friends and I went to the park. So first you need to say, who is this whole sentence about? What is the noun that we're talking about in the sentence? Who are we talking about? My friends and I went to the park. So if you said, my friends and I, you are correct. My friends and I went to the park. So say I wanted to change the sentence and use a pronoun instead. So I wanted to take out my friends and I and place in one of these pronouns. What would I put? My friends and I went to the park to make it sound the same. So I've put a couple down here. So them, we, and us are all pronouns. Are all words we can put in place of a noun to make the sentence mean the same exact thing. So my friends and I went to the park. If I'm part of that group, which one would I use? You could also read them to yourself. Them went to the park. We went to the park. Us went to the park. Which one makes sense? Which pronoun makes sense? Good. If you said we went to the park, that is exactly correct. We is the best pronoun to use there because I was included. We is a group that I'm a part of. Them and them I wouldn't be a part of. Us doesn't make sense. Us went to the park. We want to use we. So I can take out my friends and I went to the park and plug in we, and it'll still mean the same sentence. We went to the park. My friends and I went to the park. So it'll mean the same exact thing. So pronouns, say at home, pronouns are words that replace nouns. So let's do some more examples on our worksheet, and I think that everybody will have a great idea of what's going on. So hopefully you've grabbed your paper and now you're ready to roll. So they have written some proper nouns here, or some just regular nouns, some person, places, and things down here. We have to look at them and look at our options for pronoun. So it is a pronoun, she, he, we, and they. So let's think about these as we read. So it could be a thing, meaning your dog, or the fly. It flew by me. The fly flew by me. So it's always usually talking about a thing. Now she, we're always usually talking about girls there. People that identify as girls. And then people identifying as boys, we call them he. So she is the pronoun we use for people that are girls, and we use the pronoun he for people that identify as boys. So if I said Johnny is 7, I could take out the word Johnny and use the pronoun he, because he's a boy. So I could say Johnny is 7, or use a pronoun he is a boy. Now for she, it's the same deal. I could say Pam is my mom, or I could say she is my mom, because Pam is a girl, so I could use she. Now we always use when we're talking about a group that you are included. So if it was Pam and I could use we, because I'm talking about myself. You would never use we if you weren't involved. So you could never say Tom and Jim went to the store and say we went to the store, unless your name was Tom or Jim. You would say, if it was Tom and I went to the store, then we could place it with we. The situation for Tom and Jim is when we would use they as a pronoun. So we would use that pronoun when we're talking about a group of people that you're not included in. So we is a pronoun you use when you're included. So my friends and I went to the park. We went to the park. I'm included in that group. I went to the park with them. You use they when you're talking about a group that doesn't involve you. So if I said Pam and Jim went to the park, they went to the park. I didn't go at the park, so I would use the pronoun they. So let's do some examples. So the first example we're going to do we'll do this part together. And everything after the line you're going to do on your own. Okay, so mom is the first example. So what would be a good pronoun to use for your mom? If I said, your mom is here, what could I say? Could I say, your it is here, she is here, he is here, we is here, they is here? Which pronoun makes the most sense in that sentence? I said, your mom is here, it is here, she is here, he is here, we is here, they is here. If you said she, you are correct. Your mom is a girl, so you would say she. Let's do Tom and I. Tom and I. Which pronoun makes the most sense for Tom and I? If I used it in a sentence like this, Tom and I played together. Ooh, sorry. Tom and I played together. So let's put a pronoun in the place. It played together. She played together, he played together, we played together, they played together. Which one would make the most sense about this sentence? Tom and I. If you said we, you are correct. Anytime it says and I, you know we use the pronoun we because you're included in that. All right. Ben. What would be the best pronoun for Ben? It, she, he, we, they. What is a pronoun that we could take? We could take Ben's name out in a sentence and place one of these pronouns in. If you said he, you are correct. Now sometimes there's names that can go for boy names and girl names. But we'll just go, Ben's usually a boy name, so we will go ahead and put he. Alright, so let's do frog. The frog hopped over here. Now this one can be a little tricky. But I think I said this at the beginning. This is the pronoun we use mostly for things. And a frog is a thing. It's not a person or a place. It's a thing / animal. So we usually use this pronoun for things and animals. And it would be it. So it hopped on the table. The frog hopped on the table. They both mean the same thing. So we use pronouns when we're not trying to be very specific. So if I just said, she is pretty, I could be talking about mini she's. But if I said my mom is pretty, then I'm talking about my mom specifically. But pronouns we use all the time. We use he, she, they, we, it, us, them, they, all the time. Let's do one more, and we'll do boy. Boy. So what pronoun am I going to use for boy? What word could I use instead of saying boy? It, she, he, we, or they. If you said he, you are correct. We use he when we're talking about a boy. Just like she for mom, for a girl we use she. We use it when we're talking about a group that we are included, and we use it for usually a thing or an animal or an idea was when we'll use the pronoun it. Okay? And then lastly, they. We talked about it a little bit. They is a pronoun we use when we are talking about a group that doesn't involve us. So it's a time that you're not talking about yourself. They are my friends. So you're talking about a group that is not including you. So go ahead and pause the video and finish the ons that we haven't done together already.